right, fam, I'm back from Summer Games Fest and Alpha Playdays, and I got to play Alien Isolation 2. I did indeed. This was a demo that is pretty much from the immediate start of the game. From the moment, like, you press start on the main menu, that's where I got to play for about half an hour. It's, of course, different for everybody. If you made a beeline and you just did amazingly well and didn't die once, then you got through it much faster than the others. But for me, I want to give you a little background to my experience with Alien Isolation, just so you know where I'm coming from as we move into this. I actually did play a good amount of the original back in the day, like multiple times, and it's actually for a funny reason. In the college house that I shared with a couple of buddies of mine while we were finishing our junior and senior years at Colorado State University, we actually would pull out one of our gaming PCs, hook it up to the TV in the basement, like living room that we had, turn off all the lights, and we would actually play this in like the late night, and you would take a shot every time somebody died. Now, I'm going to be honest, for obvious reasons, I don't remember a lot of those nights. It was a good time, but we eventually got really good at it. We would play it like absolutely cranked up in terms of all the difficulty, everything, trying to like really push ourselves. And it was a vibe, man. It was a real vibe. I really do enjoy Alien Isolation, and seeing the second one officially revealed and then actually getting to play it early was really, really cool. So I want to give like the preface that I do really like Alien Isolation as a concept. I like these kinds of like slow, stealthy, and like almost like tactical horror games where you have to be very, very careful with how you move, the noise you make, how you distract the big bad evil guy, whatever it is. I like these kinds of games. Now, quick little caveat. The footage that they provided, which is B-roll, is for some reason like a little choppy and low frame rate. I don't know why that is. It was not like that. It ran at like what seemed to be lock hard 60 FPS the whole time when we were playing, probably more than that, honestly. I don't know why the footage is like a little choppy. It's just weird. It's their B-roll capture. I just want to be clear that what we played was buttery smooth, okay? Now, having said that, to paint the picture for you, the event itself was at, of course, their booth, and it was in this like little building where we walked in, checked in, they took us downstairs, down these like kind of spirally staircases, and then we end up in the basement where all of the lights are off. They have black curtains hung everywhere. It is damn near pitch black down there. And I thought it was an awesome idea. You know, turn off the lights, put the headphones on, crank the sound. That's how you do a horror game, baby. And that's how it was. They had us each in our own little cubbies and we got to play the game. Now, from the outset, it's clear that this game has enjoyed a lot of the graphical updates and overhauls that you would expect, given that it's been a while since the original Alien Isolation. It's really, really well done presentation-wise, graphically, and everything else. To be clear, this is pre-alpha gameplay that you're going to be seeing on screen, so this is only going to get better and improved over time. Having said that, for pre-alpha gameplay, I thought that this was like really, really high quality and that they did a really good job. I've seen some pre-alpha gameplay for games, and it's I don't want to just say like rough because that's mean, but I've seen some pre-alpha gameplay where I'm like, yeah, we got some work to do. But with this, like, the overall presentation was really, really solid, and it was a vibe. So having said all that, I'm not going to go into too many specifics that could be considered spoilers. If you care about that, I just want to respect your wishes. But from the moment that like the game kicks off, it's a vibe. They've done a lot of custom animation work. Again, just presentation is really, really solid, which helps you get immersed in the game from the outset. Now, it does still have the horror tropes of like, why are you doing this? There's no way this ends well. I get it. We're playing a horror game, so we know that it's not going to end well, but as you would expect, there are certainly some beats in the narrative presentation where you're like, that's a bad idea. Why are we doing this? Let's just go home, you know, but that's you know, par for the course for these types of games. Now, to just blast through some of the narrative reasons why our big alien friend shows up, I don't actually have a lot of footage of the alien in gameplay to show you. They just didn't provide much. Obviously, they want to avoid spoilers, which I can respect. But what I will say is that it took me right back, baby. It took me right back, hiding behind little crates, peeking out. Like, the peeking system works great. Like, it's such a vibe to be like behind a crate and then just barely peek up, and you can hear it walking, and then you just see the tail slither by. It's so good. It makes your hair stand up on end. It's again, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. I am biased because I spent many a blurry vision-eyed night playing this game, and it was a vibe back then, and I really like Alien Isolation. So I gotta say, like, it was good to be back. But here's where I do want to be like completely real and just direct. Okay, what we played was a pretty small sliver. Basically, you get in the ship, you turn the power back on, Alien shows up for one reason or another, and then you just need to try and get out of the ship again. And to do that, you basically just need to go out and kind of go back around and climb the ladder. Very straightforward, very, very tight corridors, kind of hard to screw up. Having said that, I did die a couple of times for funny reasons. Like I was in the vents and I feel like, oh, I'm just going to go under because I can hear him walking above. I start going under the vents and thinking I'm like 200 IQ maxing here. And then all of a sudden he pops in the grate and is just staring at me. I'm like, oh my God. And then he comes at me like that kind of death. There's instances like that, which is just par for the course and normal for Alien Isolation, especially on a first time playthrough. But the reason I bring this up is because what made Alien Isolation really, really amazing was the dynamism, was the creature's behavior and the dynamics therein, where you just never really knew how it was going to behave. Even on like subsequent load-ins where like you die, you come back, they'd behave different every single time. That's what made it engaging. That's what made it fun, was that AI that they had built for it. And this particular snippet of the game that we have is just too small to see if those dynamics are still present or have been expanded. I just don't frankly know. I have like a hair bugging me. So I am hopeful that stuff is here. I'm hopeful that they've cranked the AI systems and that it's way smarter and way more dynamic and it learns your behavior over the course of the game. I think that would be really cool. Like imagine if you're just a player who happens to spend a lot of time going in to the vents. Okay, maybe then it learns and it forces you to play differently. That would be amazing if they did that. They didn't talk about that though. And again, this is like a little bitty sliver, so we just don't know. But I am optimistic that stuff like that will happen. As for what I know, having played this specific thing, is that the vibes were good. And that's kind of all you can judge in a preview like this, is just, are the vibes good? Because again, you're playing such a little bitty sliver. Beyond the vibes, the presentation was top-notch. Graphical presentation, the cutscenes were really, really good. The seamless transition from cutscene into gameplay and everything, really, really well done. All of like those elements that just are generally tossed into like production value were really, really high and seem to have been done really, really well. Overall, I left like grinning and smiling and sweaty from stress, but I thought it was great. I thought it was a vibe and I really enjoyed it. So for me, initial impressions are good. I want to play more. If they had let me play another 45 minutes or an hour, I absolutely would have, and I would want to see where else this goes. There are still certainly questions. There's questions as to how this has been overhauled or improved or changed. They just didn't really want to get into those details. It was just kind of a broad, check out Alien Isolation 2. That's kind of all we got. So I'm excited to hear the devs actually talk about the game more specifically, some of those dynamics, some of the AI behavioral things that could make it really pop and I think could really excite a lot of players. But based on my initial impressions, I think it's pretty good. I just want to know more, which is a really good sign, because there's some games you do previews for and you're like, I'm good. But for this, I left smiling and excited. So I think that's good. But let me know what you think of Alien Isolation 2. Are you going to be following this one closely? Is it one that we should follow up with the team on and try to get some other demos and previews and exclusive access? Maybe even interview some of the devs on stream. That could be really cool. Let me know if you want to see that in the comments. I'll be back on stream very, very soon. Don't you worry. Of course, we're just trying to knock out all these videos from the stuff that we saw at SGF, but soon enough, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming. I can't wait to stream and talk to you guys. It's going to be great. Until then, my friends, much love, hugs and kisses. Bye-bye. He took my thing.